Hey, what is happening, Internet? Yes, it is me. You can hear me. Once more, I've returned like the Dark Knight. Like the Terminator, I said I'll be back, and I'm back. Yes, it is me, Jack, for Unproductive Nerds. And today, we have a very special topic. Now, I know the show has been on hiatus for a long time. I don't know, I feel like it's been like... When did Defenders come out?
Too long ago?
Yeah, like a week after Defenders, I feel like might have been our last episode, because it's been a very... Wait, no, we did a Kingsman episode, but I can't remember if I uploaded it or not. That's how long it's been. Anyway, it doesn't matter. This episode is kind of a how do I put this? What would you say? I'm gonna say faffing around, basically. This is us filling time and space. And honestly, this is more I just want to fuck with the other guys. So today we're gonna do an episode
on the greatest television show of 2011.
I think it's fair to say the greatest television show of all time. I'm Jack for Unproductive Nerds, and today joining me as my special guest is...
Cathal Keneally.
You
Am I supposed to say last name?
We
This
don't...
is a last name band show.
We don't need last names, I guess, but if you want to follow Cathal, go for it. Today we are talking about the mid-2000s sitcom Victorious.
It's not even mid-2000s. It's like early 2010s.
There's a tradition on this show of the co-hosts and other podcasters just correcting me, and I'm glad you're getting in on that. I'm really happy you're in on that. Roll intro.
What's your intro like?
I don't know. It's like a song. I might even put it in. I think it'd be even funnier if it's just us being like, "Hey, let's wait for the intro to come in," and it just doesn't come in.
How long do we have left until the intro's done?
I don't think the intro's happening. I think I've given up on the intro, and we're back.
Hey, that was a great intro. Nice.
You're just stealing my joke from your podcast.
Yep.
We did another podcast for a project he had to work on where I did a whole bit where I'm like, oh, gee whiz, what a great intro. Oh, boy. That was a funny one. Oh, boy. I still hope you don't put an intro in there either, because I think that's a great gag. Anyway, Cathal, why don't you tell us about yourself? What's your nerd credentials? What is your favorite nerdy thing? What are you into?
What's my favorite nerdy thing?
Yeah, what are you into?
I don't know. I'm just like a person. I like comics and video games and nerdy stuff.
And what's your opinion on John Scally?
Who now?
Exactly, am I right? Now, I've heard from many a source that you genuinely hate John Scally. Is that correct?
Is this your friend?
I'm just a mediator here. I don't think we need to...
Fuck that guy.
Continue, please. Please insult John Scally more. Just a little bit more.
I think that he's honestly should not be allowed to be anywhere on the earth. I don't know what he did, but he seems pretty bad.
He's the other co-host on the show and a personal friend of mine. Thank you for that.
Not anymore, anyway.
Oh no, wait. This is our notice. John, you're off the show. Goodbye. All right, no. Today we are going to talk about our topic of choice is what show?
Victorious.
Cathal, you want to explain to us, the viewing audience at home, listening audience at home, we're not a visual podcast anymore. We gave up on that idea a long time back.
You were a visual podcast? That's pretty cool.
It was garbage. Anyway, not to degrade us, it was terrible. To be fair, most of our shows are. Now tell us, what do you think, what is Victorious? Explain Victorious to me.
Okay, so Victorious is about these, I'm going to say like mid-high school age kids.
Actually, in episode 3, what's her name?
Tori.
I was going to call her Victorious. Ms. Victorious makes a reference to the fact that she's 16, apparently. Even though Victoria
so that's the same age as me. I feel so relatable.
Yeah, but Victoria Justice looks like a 25-year-old supermodel. And so does everybody else on the show, for that matter.
No, she was only 18 when they first made the show.
Really?
She's only 24 now.
Oh, hashtag relatable. We age too. It's great. I can relate to that.
Characters in TV also age. So anyway, 16-year-old characters in Hollywood.
Sorry, go on.
And they're going to this super cool artsy school. Like an art school, but like better than Jack's art school.
Fuck you, my art school is great. Anybody listening from my art class, you guys are the best. Except you, Dion. Fuck you.
What did he do?
He's one of my best friends. I like the idea that I've been pitching for years. I'm like, hey Dion, you should come on the show. And he's like, no. I'm like, hey Dion, how about you give it a listen? No.
Poor guy.
And I like the idea that the first time I make a reference to him, I'm just like, fuck you, man. This is gonna be the one he listens to. This is the one he's like, oh, gee whiz, you piqued my interest with my love of Victorious. I'm gonna give it a listen. You see, I want to say this is like lower quality than like any episodes we've done, but it's not. This is about the quality level you expect when listening to unproductive nerds.
So where was I? Kids, 16-year-old kids in Hollywood, and they go to a super cool art school where they don't actually do any real classes. They just like do drama with their crazy teacher, and
let's talk about
they're
that.
at lunch for like 4 hours a day.
Yeah, no, like they get so much time off. That was the first thing I noticed when watching this show. They spend a good maybe like 10 seconds in class, and then they do about 4 hours worth of shenanigans in what's supposed to be either between classes or a lunch break. It's
Same thing in Riverdale, honestly.
Yeah, they do so much in Riverdale. Riverdale is another podcast for another time. Listen to my new podcast, The River Vixens, with my other co-host, Rhiannon.
You're just stacking up podcasts? You got 3 of them now?
I'm running a network, Long Road Studios. Oh, it's going to be great. See how I came up with that name on the fly?
That's not actually a thing?
Yeah, not yet.
Spoiler alert.
Anyway. Victoria. So the first episode opens with
Tori's sister.
With Tori, she's at home doing science.
She's doing a mold project because she goes to regular school where she does actual learning, and she's doing a project on mold.
Like a nerd.
Oh my god. But then her cool sister, who I think is a year older than her.
You say cool.
Okay.
This is the
who
worst.
thinks of herself as cool.
You ever have those really like weird and vain people who think they're like the best and most talented at what they actually like John Scully now I think about it.
Poor guy.
This is just I hope he doesn't listen. John, I love you if you're listening to this. If you've made it 7 minutes in, I love you so much, buddy. Come home. Come home, buddy.
Jack, you're the one who's not at home right now.
Shh. We can't let them have a peek into my personal life. To the listening audience at home, I don't exist outside of this show. I'm just a figment of their imagination, here to entertain them via podcast and audio wave with my smooth and jazzy voice.
That's not why anybody listens to this.
This is exactly why everybody listens to this.
So back to the show. She's doing like a mold project, and then her sister comes in.
And she's like, "Oh, what up, bitch? Got to sing a song for a show because I go to an art school."
And she's got to sing a song in front of everybody, and if she does good, she'll become like a famous singer person or whatever.
And she's like, "Oh man, I got teamed up with Andre."
Actually, she says Andrew.
Yeah, she says Andrew, even though the character's name is Andre, which is a running joke that I love they kept. That this character is so vain. She's just like, "Oh yeah, what's your name? Torin or Tori?" He's like, "No, it's Tori. We're sisters." But anyway, she's like, "Oh, I got teamed up with this guy. What an asshole!" And they bring him in, and he's just the nicest guy. He's just really a nice guy.
And he's also really good at piano. We never see his hands moving.
Yeah, dude, that's a great thing, and I love that. You can tell who are the actors who can sing, and who are the actors who can sing and play instruments. For example, what's the character's name? We're just talking. Andre. When Andre plays the piano, we don't see his hands. We just see him sing. But like when we get to what's his name, Robbie, he's playing the guitar, singing about broken glass, which is a thing I want to come back to.
Episode 10.
We're gonna get back to that once we get through the pilot. We see him genuinely play the guitar. Every actor in the show, I want to say, may not be the most talented at acting, but they are great musicians.
Yeah.
They are great singers and great musicians.
I'm glad that they got good musicians for a musically based show, and not people who were just like going to be really badly faking for the whole season.
So like High School Musical.
Hey, don't shit on High School Musical. I love High School Musical.
You know what? I'm saying it. High School Musical 1 is not great.
Oh, no,
I prefer the
can't
sequel.
say that.
I prefer the one where they go and they work at the golf resort, okay? That is my favorite one, and I'm sticking by my guns. Every man has a hill they want to die on. Superman, he died fighting Doomsday. This is where I want to die. This is where I draw the line. I die on the fact that High School Musical 2 is better than High School Musical 1. I said it, okay?
You can't just go around saying your incorrect opinions.
I will fight anyone in the car park who says it, though. Like, what the fuck is this episode? I'm super... I want to say I'm sleep deprived, but it's like 11:15. And all I've done was like like an hour or two walking today. Okay, back to the pilot. So we get in there, and Andre writes a sweet song. Tori helps them practice, gets to the big show night. And what happens on the big show night? Go.
Okay, so Tori, no, not Tori, her sister, Trina. Trina's got like her nice dress on, and Andre's ready to perform, and they're ready to perform in front of all the parents and students at the school. And then, wait, what did she do?
She takes like some herbal medicine that she found online.
It was supposed to make her sing better. She got like some weird herb. That's a running gag too. Her doing illegal shit to try to make her body better.
Oh boy. I can't wait to see how that goes on further down the show. Anyway, she takes it fucks up her throat.
Her tongue becomes like 4 times as big and she can't talk or sing clearly.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh no, we have to do something. She's got to perform in about 15 seconds. And then Andre is like, oh, Tori knows all the dance moves and the lyrics because she helped us practice.
And then she's like, Andre, I don't want to do this. He's like, she says you'll do it. And everybody starts cheering. And
then she's continuing to resist while he pulls her onto the stage in front of hundreds of people.
It gets very, very Cosby very fast. She's
still screaming no while in front of the stage.
Very Cosby.
But then when she gets on top, she realizes she can't just leave.
Yeah, they pull the curtains down. And she's like, well, shit, they somehow got me into this cocktail dress.
I wonder how that happened.
Andre is very good at what he does.
So Andre just starts like playing the piano.
And she rocks
starts singing Trina's song. But then it's like really slow. So she's like, oh yeah, make it faster. She's doing like the hand motions that you can't see because this is a podcast, but I'm doing anyway. Where he's like,
oh no, that's a running bit on the podcast where we all do hand gestures and physical jokes that the listening audience aren't gonna get. But hey, oh well, continue. Sorry, go on.
So anyway, she like changes the song to make it fast, and then oh my god, she's singing the show's theme song, and then it goes really well. And it's
how funny would it have been? I think if they wanted to pull the rug out from under us, had she just fucked it up completely. Had the reveal been that she was terrible at singing, and the show ends there. Okay, I'm sorry. Go on.
So she rocks the thing, and she sings really well, even though, and she keeps for some reason saying she's bad at singing, even though she's way better.
It's one of these things. It's a confidence thing that I, as an art student and a podcaster and a beautiful man, have learned that art is 90% confidence. Mm-hmm. And the minute she becomes confident in herself, she can do pretty much anything, apparently, including taking down big name actresses, directing films, training a bird in a night,
boxing with iCarly.
Same universe. We'll get to that crossover in a minute as well, because there's so much to get to. The show is so dense, and we're not even past the pilot yet.
It's taken us 13 minutes to get through a 20-minute pilot?
We're going as long as the pilot. We might as well just have it open and do a minute-by-minute thing.
And then she's done singing, and all the clouds
in the audience are just like, man.
The cloud really licks it. And then...
Why would they? She made it shine. They were terrified. Clouds don't like shine. Sorry, go on.
And then the principal just comes out of nowhere, and he's like, you should join this really prestigious school that we let you perform in front of, even though you don't go to the school. Also,
in any other universe, they would have just been like, oh no, she can't sing. Okay, just put the next act on. All right, everybody goes home 3 minutes early. The song only takes 3 minutes to perform. Anyway, so she gets into art school and she meets a whole cast of wacky characters, and oh boy, it's adventures galore. Carl, do you want to describe some of the characters for me?
Okay, so her basic group of friends has got herself, Tori Vega.
Woo! Played by Victoria Justice. My God, she is really thin.
Yeah.
She's like, upon repeat viewings, because I've watched this show several times now, I'm surprised about how thin Victoria Justice is. Sorry, continue.
There's Andre.
The black guy.
He's the only black character, isn't he?
He's the only... No, he's not. He's not. The counselor is also black. It's cool. They got 2 black guys.
The really creepy counselor. Anyway, there's Andre. He's like the piano. He's like
no. Get back to the counselor for a second. There's this creepy counselor who keeps like rubbing moisturizer into his hands or like soap, and I don't know what they're implying, but I feel like it's something to do with masturbation. Like every time he hears somebody's problems, he like lets them leave the room and just like spanks one out. It's weird and gross, and I don't like it.
But he's got a big thing of soap.
At one stage, he throws it in two students' faces to stop them from arguing.
I love that.
He's just like tapping the top with like.
It's like a gun, but for soap. Liquid soap.
Say hello to my little friend. It's like soap everywhere.
Oh god.
There's something weirdly phallic about this show. All right, so
friends. There's Andre. He's like the non-vocally talented. Well, he's
a good singer.
Yeah, but he's mostly like the instrument friend.
Baby, have I told you lately? When he sings that song, it's fucking amazing. I mean, I'm no Andre. Don't get me wrong. My singing was beautiful there, but.
The other friends, there is Robbie, who's like this socially challenged guy who gets out his emotions via a puppet.
An abusive puppet at that. He like belittles himself all the time through this puppet, and I love it.
Also, sometimes the puppet talks when like Robbie isn't there, so I'm supposed to believe it's an actual sentient puppet.
No, the theory, I'm just going off the logic that Robbie is so talented that he can throw his voice. Also, I like to imagine this is the most in-depth anybody has ever gotten Victorious on the internet.
There's probably no other Victorious podcast out there.
Fuck, I should really just start the Victorious podcast. It'll just be me being like, and episode 44, Tori gets in a jam and has to sing her way out.
Oh, Jesus.
Sorry, go on.
Where were we? Okay, so Robbie's really weird.
We've got Kat, played by
Ariana Grande before she was actually a famous person.
Yeah, and it's weird.
Jack's crush.
Yeah, I have a love for Ariana Grande. But I still do. I had a childhood crush on Ariana Grande, and I still have a crush on her now. But she's, and this is going to sound weird, she's oddly pale in the show. I say oddly pale in comparison to what Ariana Grande looks like now.
Looks like 6 years.
Yeah, but no, Ariana Grande now looks like she's half Latino. But back then, she doesn't look like she's half Latino.
Ariana Grande doesn't look like she's half Latino.
Look up Ariana Grande's newest music videos and tell me she doesn't look half Latino in those. We're gonna have a little bit while you look it up, and I'm gonna talk about why I love Ariana Grande. I used to love Ariana Grande. I still love you, Ariana Grande. If you're listening to this, because I know you're an avid listener of the show, get in touch. Call in. We could make something happen. I'm a pretty great singer. You've heard me sing already. You could sing the new intro to The Unproductive Nerds. It'd be pretty great. You looking at pictures of Ariana Grande?
She does look half Latino.
I knew it! I was right! You charlatan. I hope you're embarrassed for yourself.
But also in some of these pictures, her skin color looks like Asian.
You want to elaborate on that one?
Like, does that not look like Asian skin?
I don't know what Asian skin looks like.
Okay.
I don't see race.
Shut up, Jack.
Fine. All right. We got
Kat. What is Kat's personality, Jack?
Kat's personality is that of the mentally disabled. No, it's not. It's
like they don't straight up say it, but like the part where she goes into a mental ward.
It kind of no. They do a thing where she's like bipolar. I think she's supposed to be bipolar, where she changes emotions like on the fly. Like most women, am I bloody right? Am I bloody right? And we just lost half of our listeners.
You trying to say half your listeners were women?
Well, half the population's women. I'd like to imagine half our listeners are women. It's definitely not. It's like one woman and she's the other co-host. Anyway, hi Rhiannon. Anyway, as the show goes on, she becomes more mentally unstable until we get to Sam and Kat, which for those of you not in the loop is a crossover between iCarly's Sam and Victorious's Kat, giving them their own show together for some
It was so bad.
We couldn't make it through one episode. We made it through 9 episodes of Victorious, but not one Sam and Kat.
It was so good.
But they make her like mentally retarded in that show, and it's really weird. Like she's riding a child's bike. It's so weird. Anyway, have we forgotten anybody? We got Jade and Beck, we're a couple. Beck is a handsome man. That's all I need to say about him. And Beck is...
What is Beck's
Wait, no, sorry, Beck is a handsome man.
Yeah.
And Jade is also a handsome
She's like
man.
some goth chick. What are their talents exactly? Like, what are they in this?
She is Life is Strange before it was Life is Strange, and we haven't seen it in the show. Well, we see them act a lot because apparently everybody can act in this school as well as sing and dance and play an instrument. Because it's a requirement that you play an instrument.
Yeah, but we never actually see them. Like we see Tori struggle with the French horn, but then we just never see.
Well, if you've seen the season, I think it's either the season finale or the season premiere for season 2, Freak the Freak Out. There's a karaoke session between Kat and Jade, and let me just tell you.
Oh, is that with Take a Hint? Because I love that song.
It's so good, right? Two guys, like, they, like, hit on them, or it's like somebody insults them in a karaoke bar, and they're like, I don't know, little old me, I don't know if I'm able to sing or anything. That's my Ariana Grande impression. I don't know if we're good at singing or anything. Let's just get up on stage and see how it goes. And they just like fucking nail it. They like belt it out, and they're like they're perfect. They somehow,
because they go to singing school.
They've somehow figured out how to, when in a karaoke bar, auto-tune themselves through the mic. But yeah, no, they're fucking amazing. Okay, so how does the fucking pilot go?
We're not even done the fucking pilot. Okay. So
Alright, she makes friends, she makes enemies, and she doesn't know if she's talented enough to go to the art school, but Andre convinces her she's talented
Also,
enough.
Jade is a bitch to her. Like in the first episode,
she pours coffee on her.
She pours coffee all over her because she was making her be a dog for the show.
To be fair, she felt up Jade's boyfriend, Beck. Oh, did we pause?
No, we're still going.
Oh, okay, we're still going, okay. Sorry, different software. New mic, by the way. I hope you guys appreciate the new fucking mic.
Quality sound.
Quality. How is anybody still listening to this? Jesus Christ, if you're still listening...
do something else.
Yeah, be more productive. Go watch Victorious.
You could have gone through the entire pilot by now.
Yeah.
Why have you been talking about it?
You could be in the last 2 minutes of the pilot. And let's talk about my favorite character of all, though. Over Kat, over Beck, over Andre, over Tori. I can't believe I keep forgetting the main characters now. I keep calling her Victorious.
Yeah, but like, have you seen the title screen for the show? It's like Victorious, but the Tori in Victorious is like highlighted. Isn't that obvious, Jack?
I'm sorry, I'm not a good art student, okay? I should know
Typography, Jack.
My hours of typography study. That's actual thing, I do study typography. Anyway, little factoid phrase. Anyway, Psychowitz. The acting teacher in the class. Carl, do you want to explain to us the first impression you got off Psychowitz?
So Psychowitz is somebody who probably shouldn't be a teacher.
He's somebody who shouldn't be allowed out in the streets.
He's probably less stable mentally than Kat is.
And that's saying something.
Yeah. So some highlights are throwing things at students to get their attention. Making butter during class just to throw it out because he doesn't eat.
That's so funny, actually. Because there's a lot of things where he'll do something as a throwaway gag. One of them is, it reminds me of co-host Aiden and his amazing throwaway gags. Hey guys, I love you all. Please keep listening to the episode.
I bet your co-hosts aren't even listening to this.
Not at all. They got 2 minutes in and they're like, it's gonna be a Jack episode. No, but there's a great moment where he's shaking a thing of cream and he's like, I've done it. They're like, what have you done? He's like, I've shaken this for a full hour and turned it into a thing of butter. Like, you make your own butter? How does it taste? I don't know, I don't drink dairy. He chucks it out the window.
It's like, he just screams, I'm done, while like, students are presenting their acting project, and there's like, no, we have some more lines left. He's like, I wasn't talking about, I'm talking about butter.
There's a great moment, actually. It's just stupid gags. One of them is where Tori is acting, and he hands her a card with a red dot. He's like, stare directly at the red dot. What do you keep looking over my shoulder at?
I don't know.
You do like a thing as if somebody's gonna murder me. Anyway, he's like, look at the red dot. And she gets in close, she looks at the red dot. And all of a sudden, he pulls it away and shouts in her face. And she like hits the floor. And he's like, that is real emotion, Tori. That's what I want from you. That is method acting. You were scared there, and your acting sounded scared. Or one of my favorite, when there's an episode where, do you want to explain the ping pong episode?
The ping pong episode?
The team episode where they make a fake team.
Oh, okay, yeah. Where basically where the school, the guy who is managing, the principal's boss, wants the school to have a winning team, but like, they're all art students, they don't do sports. So, Tori's friends, this was before she went to the school, created a fake ping pong team, and basically used the funds that you get for having a school sports team to buy the trophy, and then with the excess money going to have a really fancy dinner at like hundreds of dollars per person restaurant. So that's the ping pong.
Euros on this podcast, good sir.
But the show is based in Hollywood.
I'll let that one slide. Okay,
we're in a dollars country right now.
You're a dollars country. Dice at you. I just threw a load of dice at him. Anyway, there's a great moment where they're like, okay, we're 500 over on the bill. How are we gonna get out of this one? Spoilers, like every episode, they sing their way out of it. They're like, how are we gonna get out of this one? And everyone's arguing about the bill. And Psychowitz,
who's the adult managing these 16-year-olds on their school trip, by the way.
Psychowitz gets up, and just as everyone's arguing, slips out the back door. And then later on,
when they're in the middle of fixing the problem via singing,
when Tori is singing her way out of it, Psychowitz looks in, realizes the heat is off, and slips back into his chair as if nothing had happened. So there's an alternate version of that where Tori didn't sing, and Psychowitz just left him there. Fuck, he's so good. Or my favorite episode, if we talk about my favorite episode, the improv episode. Or the method acting episode, sorry.
That's so far ahead of where we are.
Where are we now?
Episode 1.
We finished episode 1.
Okay.
She realized she was talented enough to be in a talentful school.
Okay. We were talking about Psychowitz. who is, I'm pretty sure every scene he's in is drinking out of coconuts, by the way.
You gotta love him. And there's a real awkward encounter with Tori. Back to the weird sexual vibe of the
Is
show.
the sausage one?
No, it's the coconut. Where he's like, here you go. She's trying to butter him up because she's doing the bird test, and
the bird scene. That's
episode
2.
That's episode 2. So she's trying to butter him up so he'll give her a better grade. And he's like, I know he loves these. He's like, here you go. Here's 2 coconuts before I begin. And he stops and he looks at me. He's like, man, that's a fine pair of coconuts. And I'm like, that's weird. But I think Andre also says, or Beck also says it. It's a weird throwaway line, okay?
Shows a lot of weird, lines where it's it's not really obvious they were going for the vibe, but you're like...
No, it is very
obvious.
obvious.
Is that a weird sexual vibe going on?
Yeah, there's a lot of weird sexual jokes in there. Anyway, there's an episode of Psychowitz's house, and I think we need to touch upon this of all things.
Method acting.
Method acting. Carl, for those of us not in the know, what is method acting?
So, none of the characters in the show like it, but it's even when you're not performing, you stay in character. So, in between takes, when you're getting ready to perform, you're for some reason in your character anyway, because it gets you into the feel of what your character would think and do.
We've talked about this on the show before, but Jared Leto did a lot of this during Suicide Squad when he was playing the Joker. So he sent dead pig carcasses and used condoms, because that's what the Joker is known for, to his cast members and just terrorized them on set. So Psychowitz is just okay, I bet none of you can hold character for a whole night. And he's like, how about you all come over to my place and we'll all do method acting? Which straight away, red flag.
Also, I find it so funny that as soon as he says sleep over at my house, Jade is like, yes, I want to. She doesn't even know what they're doing, but Jade is so up for it.
She's like, who of you would like to come to my place? And she'll hand up immediately.
She's like the weird goth character who never says anything except when she's bitching.
Oh god, I love her so much. Anyway, there's a great... basically, they're each given a character to play, and they've got to stay in that character for the whole rest of the episode. And it's just so cheesy and hammy. I love it so much. So do you want to go through them one by one?
Okay, so we got... Tori is playing a 1980s cop who wears too much red lipstick and
I love Raisin Bran.
Raisin Bran.
I love this Raisin Bran. It's the best. I don't know why I'm doing my old Jewish man voice.
I've never even had Raisin Bran before, but I'm guessing it's some kind of cereal.
Yeah. Alright,
So Andre is somebody who just finished running a marathon and is also 9 months pregnant, but is still a man, by the way.
Beck plays an Englishman from the 1970s who's way too much into getting to people's personal space.
And nobody can understand his accent.
Not much. I love his voice in that so much. Oh, bubbly, gobla. Hey, how do I feel? Bubbly, gobla.
That's kind of racist, Jared.
Fuck the English. There, I said it. There goes another portion of our audience. And you know what? Let me just get my vendetta list for a second. The English. The French. One more. I actually like Australians. I was going to say Australians, but I like Australians. Australia, you guys are real good. And Andy Signor. All of you, stop listening, you degenerates.
That's so rude.
Anyway, I'm sorry. Who does Jade get to play again?
Jade is the country farm girl from Alabama who is never upset with anything and is constantly happy, which is the role Tori gave her because she's done with Jade's shit about being angry at everything.
I feel like she's done with Jade's shit an episode in. She's just like...
She gets coffee poured on her while she's playing a dog.
She felt up her boyfriend. That is fair game, my friend. Fair game.
She felt up her boyfriend?
She felt up... First episode, Tori feels up Beck. And she kisses him in the end, actually.
Was that the one where they were doing the ABC?
Yeah, the alphabet thing. She kisses Beck at the end of that. There's a running theme, and I don't know if you guys have figured it out yet, but everyone in Hollywood Arts is terrible.
They're all actually horrible people.
They're all super vain. Alright, so they all go to Psychowitz house playing different characters. And it just gets so weird so fast. I love it.
So who gets out first? Oh, yeah, okay. It's Robbie playing the doctor. No,
and
the motivational speaker
with jelly legs.
It's like not even constant jelly legs. He's just walking and suddenly his legs turn to jelly and he falls over.
And he talks in a voice like this. If you believe you can do it, you can do it. And there goes my legs again.
He just hits the ground.
No, don't help me up, ladies. I can do this myself.
But he's the first one out because their teacher throws himself out a window trying to pretend it was an accident, but it was just a way to try to get one of them to break their character. So Robbie breaks character. He's like, "Oh my God, Mr. Psychowitz, are you okay? You fell out a fucking window."
Ha! You broke character.
It's at home.
It's so funny because he just trips and throws himself out a window, and there's no reference to it being a breakaway window or him not being injured. So I like to imagine he just threw himself out a real window.
Okay, and then the second person to get out is Kat, who is playing the really annoying comedian.
She's doing like her Jerry Seinfeld.
She looks like Jerry Seinfeld, and she keeps saying like, "What's the deal with airplane food?" She looks like the girl from Seinfeld. I don't remember the name of.
I don't remember. What's the deal with air food? She's just like, what's the deal with Raisin Bran? Is it raisin? Is it bran? What's the deal? What's the beef? It's so... Oh, fuck, it's fun. I love how nobody else is here to stop me from doing my shit impressions, by the way.
People stop you from that usually?
Yeah, definitely. My God. John Scally, rival of the show. Rival, sometimes co-host, sometimes my lover. Hates my impressions.
No. Why you gotta be like that?
Yeah, John. I can't wait to see you for Thor Ragnarok this Monday. Good job, buddy. Anyway, if he doesn't bail... Christian Bale. Back to actors. Back to the episode.
Kat gets out.
Kat gets out just because a real attractive guy's like, "Hey, anybody want to go to a baseball game?" She's like, "Yeah, sure, okay." Leaves.
That's the attractive guy just walks in for like 4 seconds. Like his entire... I like to feel like Psychowitz called his nephew to try to break people out of character. Like Psychowitz called up his nephew.
Do you really think
I'll buy you 2 baseball tickets.
Do you really think that's Psychowitz's nephew? That feels more like a guy he met on the street.
Okay, well, why would that guy agree to it just for free baseball tickets and a date with Kat?
I would. If a creepy man came up to me in an alleyway and was like, "Hey, kid, you want a date with Ariana Grande and free baseball tickets? All you gotta do is stay in my back room." I'm in.
You're gonna get raped.
Hey, that's not the first time that's been, yeah. Yeah, no. There's a lot of situations on this podcast in which Jack ends up getting violated.
The way Andre gets out is my favorite.
Well, there's a running joke in the show that Andre has this grandmother who's just scared of everything. And I mean everything. She's, panophobic, is it? Is that the term that when you're terrified of everything?
I don't know. But like,
you're either scared of pandas or you're scared of everything.
At the start of the show, when she comes to the big showcase to see Trina and Andre perform, Andre says that she hasn't left her home in 6 years because of how scared she is. So that really, builds up her character.
Oh, it's so funny. Because Andre comes out on stage and he's like, "Hi, everyone." "Hi, Andre!" His grandma just shouts from the audience immediately, and it's amazing. But she calls up Andre on the phone, and he's like, "Andre, where you at?" What's that? What's the message saying? We good? We still good?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay. She calls Andre up on the phone. He's like, "Andre, where you at?" And he's like, "I'm not Andre. I'm a marathon runner who's also 9 months pregnant."
He's trying to not lose because he sees what's going to happen here.
Yeah, but later in the episode, his grandmother comes along and pulls him out by the arm. He's like, "When did this happen?"
And he's trying to... He really commits to it though. He's getting pulled out by the ear by his grandmother.
Yeah.
He still says... I'm a marathon runner who's 9 months pregnant. But then his grandmother's about to pull him out when he's like, "Grandma, I'm doing a project here. I gotta stay in character." And then it's and he gets...
And you're out.
And then it's left with Jade, Beck, and Tori.
Also, we're near the 30-minute mark, so we're almost through 2 episodes of Victoria. But God, I just love this show way too much. And I know this isn't a regular thing we do on Unproductive Nerds, but the others aren't around. It's been a long time since we've done an episode, so I said, fuck it, let's do Victorious. And know what? Just for shits and giggles and to annoy everyone else, let's make it a 2-parter. How does that sound?
Okay, I'm ready for it.
You're up for it? You hyped? You ready? I want to hear the excitement in your voice. Tell me.
I'm so hyped to do another episode We're already 35 minutes, and I can do 35 more about this show that we only watched because we couldn't find anything else on Netflix.
And I'm so glad we watched it. So much. Come back next time for another episode of Unproductive Nerds where we talk more Victorious. Because this is mostly just a big goof, but I'm definitely going to upload this because it's going to be great. We're going to do two more episodes. 4 more episodes about Victorious. I'm calling it now.
We have one day.
I can do it. No problem. Come back next time. And John, Rhiannon, and Dan, if you're still listening to this, and Aiden, I love you guys. Thanks for coming. Well, you can get the hell out of here after we do 4 episodes of Victorious. Thanks for listening, everyone. Come back soon.
Bye.
Bye.